So the good guys from DHL delivered this box recently, and I've got to say I've been excited about opening it. You're watching this video on my trusty SD900 Panasonic camcorder. I bought that back in 2011 when I wanted to just have some fun making home videos, and I've been doing that ever since. Over the last 12 months I've been uploading a lot more stuff to YouTube, so I thought I'd try and up my game with the video production. In this box, delivered by the guys from Drones for Less, which I found online, should be a Canon EOS 80D camera, a few lenses and some accessories. Gotta say, the guys from Drones for Less were brilliant. I found them, I rang them up, the customer service was incredible. After I placed the order, and I got a great deal on that, this box arrived within less than a week, or about a week from when I placed that order. So if everything is good in this box, I will leave the link to Drones for Less down in the description, and you can choose whether or not you want to use them as well. Let's get cracking. Open sesame. Let's see what we've got in the box here. Okay, everything seems to be really nicely laid out here. We can see the main camera right there, and I guess this is going to be at least one of the lenses. Looks like we've got the video light here. So I did say this. I ordered the camera, 3 lenses, and Drones for Less do this kind of basic accessory bundle, which is a light, a camera bag, I think there's a tripod in here, a selfie stick, some memory cards, bits and pieces. And they were really nice actually, they were good. They threw in an extra battery, I'll talk about that in a minute. So let's have a look. So we've got this universal video light. Next in the accessory bundle, what is this? An Ultimax all-in-one high-speed card reader. Gotta say, we'll probably never use this at all. I'm either gonna just plug the camera straight into my computer or yank out the memory stick and shove it in the back of the computer. I think the camera takes standard SD cards. My computer's got an SD slot. No reason to use this. Cleaning cloth, gonna be good for the lenses. Love popping this stuff. We got a couple of memory cards somewhere. Here's one of them. So 32 gig memory card. Don't know if I'll use it. I guess I'm going to use these. I've got a 64 gig in the Panasonic right now. So if I stop using the Panasonic, I'm probably just going to lift the memory stick from that and use that instead. But it's good to have extra memory. Looks like a remote control. I guess that's going to be useful for, well, controlling the camera remotely. Strap, there we go. So this is the spare battery that the guys from Drones for Less supplied. I didn't check with them, I didn't say, is this an official Canon battery? It looks to me from this packaging like it's probably a third-party battery. I'm fine with that, as long as it fits in the camera, does its job, then well, I'm good with that. So camera bag, looks like it's going to do the job nicely. I don't know if it's going to take all 3 lenses, but clearly it's going to take the camera. We'll see how many lenses we can get in there a little bit later. This is good. I didn't know that this was going to be included, but that's kind of nice. It looks like it's one of those flexible tabletop tripods. Probably going to get some use out of that actually, so that's nice. A bag which feels like a selfie stick. We'll have a look at that in a little bit. Gonna say this is the tripod, feels like a tripod. Clearly I've already got a tripod. The camera that I'm recording on right now is sat on top of one. But honestly, for the price that I was paying and this accessories bundle, it just made sense to get this. I guess that's gonna be good to have a second. And here are the 3 lenses. So a couple of prime lenses here. We'll look at them in more detail in a second. And here we've got a zoom lens. Again, we'll look at that in a bit more detail in a minute. And the camera. Right, let's have a look at all of what we've got. We'll start with the least interesting stuff first and then move on to the camera and the lenses in a little bit. So let's have a look at this case. So it all appears to be the same brand in this accessory kit, Ultimax. I haven't heard of it. I'm not a accessories or camera connoisseur. I'm a noob. I'm just learning this stuff. But you know, it seems this case seems robust enough. I'm happy with it. I'm happy. Couple of pockets in here, room for equipment. We'll see how the camera fits in a little bit. Tripod's a tripod. Maybe there's good, bad. I'm sure there's good and bad tripods. I have no idea whether this is a good or a bad tripod. It has 3 legs and looks like the camera's going to attach to the top. I'm fine with it. It's all good. On to the exciting stuff then. Let's crack open this camera box and take a look. Got the manuals and stuff on top. Wow, that's a big empty space of nothing. UK mains adapter. This of course is, I say of course, this has come over from the States, so it's effectively an import. It's a little bit cheap and cheerful, this adapter, but I'm sure it'll work. Got the camera strap, battery charger, and the official Canon battery, LP-E6N battery, and then the camera itself. Thing of beauty, look at it. I did a lot of research online. I went on forums, review sites before actually choosing the Canon EOS 80D. It seemed to fulfill the criteria for me. It does 1080p high def recording. One of the negative things in the reviews is that it doesn't do 4K. Do I need 4K? I don't know. YouTube's 1080p at the moment. How future proof is this? I'm not sure. I think it's going to be okay in that respect. One of the things that I'm really looking forward to is that although for many years the Panasonic has been great, the high def setting on the Panasonic records in a .mts format, which seems to be really heavily compressed. It won't play on my computer without seriously juddering. So I use clip wrap to transcode the MTS into a .mov, which then plays seamlessly. The Canon EOS 80D should record direct in MOV. I'm hoping that I can just pop the memory card in, transfer the files straight to the computer, and then put them into video editing software and they'll just play. Another thing about this camera, it's a DSLR. I think that's still relevant. There's a lot of noise on the internet at the moment about mirrorless cameras, and Sony seem to be big in that market right now. It'll be interesting to see what Canon release this year and the next year. Are they going to supersede this camera with a mirrorless? We'll see, I guess. Another thing I found out about the Canon EOS 80D is that it's got a cropped frame sensor as opposed to a full frame sensor. Again, I am not a connoisseur of this stuff. I don't know how big a deal that's going to be, but in general, the vibe seems to be about this camera that it's really popular, it does the job. I think I'm going to be fine with it. I do have one negative comment. Let's go back to the 2 battery thing. Why did I get 2 batteries? I do most of my recording in the house. The camera's always near a plug. I like to keep the thing plugged in. There's no reason to use batteries if I can plug it into the mains. I looked at adapters for the Canon EOS 80D and it was coming in with 2 different pieces of equipment and at about £150 for those 2 pieces of equipment just to plug the camera into a wall socket. Seriously, Canon? You're going to charge us £150 for a bit of wire and effectively a switch mode power supply that converts mains voltage down to the voltage for the camera. That seems a little bit cheeky, so it was far cheaper to get a second battery, and I'm just going to be running the Canon via battery for the time being until I think it's worth forking out for the main supply. Onto the lenses then. You saw that I've got 3 lenses. Again, I did quite a bit of research when looking to see what I needed. At the end of the day, I wasn't absolutely sure what was going to work best for my requirements, so I got 3 different lenses. I do quite a lot of my work with the camera on a static, on a tripod, and it seems all the stuff on the internet was coming out with prime lenses being good for that. You get a really sharp image, and this particular lens was really highly reviewed. So it's the Canon EF 50mm f1.8 STM, and there's a couple of different motors in the lenses. There's STM, which is like Canon's newest motor, which is supposed to be good for video. It's fast and it's quiet. And then the other motor is UTM. Let's open a box and have a look. Okay. So the attachment on this lens, I believe, is called an EF attachment. My understanding is that that's going to be future-proof for me, so it's going to fit on the Canon that I've got right now. If I ever upgraded to a Canon with a full frame sensor, they only accept EF attachments, so this 50mm prime that I've got is going to do the job on a camera with a full frame sensor. So that's kind of useful and satisfying to know that I've got some future proof in this lens. The next lens that I went for is another prime lens. It's the 24mm f2.8 STM. A lot of the stuff that I do, I've got the camera on the tripod and the subject matter is quite close up, but I need quite a wide angle. And I wasn't sure, and I'm still not sure until I use it, whether the 50mm is going to give me a wide enough angle to get all of the subject matter in the frame. So I've gone for it wasn't too much extra money to get this wider angle lens, which is going to be useful if I need it. This lens has got the EFS fitting, so this will fit on the camera that I've got. If I went to a full frame camera, I could attach this to the camera, but I believe, again, from what I've been reading on the internet, that I'd get a vignetting effect on the resulting video. So that wouldn't be much use for a full frame sensor, but it should be fine for my crop frame sensor. And thirdly, the EFS 17 to 55mm f2.8 stop. It's a zoom lens and it's got image stabilization. Nobody seems to have a bad thing to say about this lens, so I'm really looking forward to using it. I wanted a zoom lens, I wanted the image stabilization. My understanding is it's not going to be as absolutely sharp an image as the prime lenses, but all the reviews say that for a zoom it's really good. This one's packaged a little more thoroughly than the prime lenses. There we go. So this is another EFS attachment. Again, that's going to work fine on my cropped sensor camera, the EOS 80D. Again, if I went to a full frame camera, that's not going to work without vignetting, but I'm hoping, frankly, that I'm going to be using this equipment for some years to come before I start thinking about a further upgrade. The big question, does it all fit in the bag? Let's have a look at that right now. That is great, like a glove. Very happy with that. Initial out of the box impressions, very happy with this kit indeed. Thank you to Drones for Less for supplying. Couldn't be happy with the price, couldn't be happier with the service. If the kit all works, I'm a happy person. So I hope you found this video useful. If you think that you're going to be doing a similar sort of thing, good luck with it all. I'll see you soon. Bye.